The Trump administration sent shockwaves through the nation last week with a series of late-night firings at the Federal Aviation Administration. Hundreds of employees, many of them in critical safety roles, were abruptly dismissed. The move has sparked outrage and fear, with many questioning the administration's commitment to aviation safety. Critics are pointing to a string of recent air disasters as evidence of a system already under immense strain. The firings, they argue, could push the aviation system to the brink. The firings were executed with ruthless efficiency. Employees received impersonal emails from a non-government address informing them of their immediate termination. The timing, just days after a deadly mid-air collision in Washington, D.C., only heightened the sense of alarm. While the administration insists that no air traffic controllers were let go, the broader impact on safety remains unclear. The firings have left many wondering, is the American public being put at risk in the name of political expediency? The firings come at a time of heightened anxiety surrounding air travel. Recent crashes have shaken public confidence and raised serious questions about the state of the aviation industry. The FAA, already grappling with staffing shortages and aging infrastructure, now faces a crisis of unprecedented proportions. With fewer experts to ensure the smooth and safe operation of the national airspace system, the risk of further tragedy looms large. The recent firings at the FAA have cast a long shadow over an already troubled aviation landscape. Since President Trump's inauguration, the nation has witnessed a series of devastating air crashes, each one a stark reminder of the fragility of air travel. The most recent tragedy, a mid-air collision over Washington, D.C., claimed the lives of 67 people, leaving the nation reeling in shock and grief. But the D.C. crash was not an isolated incident. Just weeks earlier, a commercial airliner crashed near Philadelphia, killing all 7 people on board. Days later, a small plane went down in the Alaskan wilderness, claiming the lives of 10 passengers. And in a grim foreshadowing of things to come, a private plane crash, involving rock star Vince Neil, resulted in 1 fatality. These tragedies, once unthinkable in American skies, have become all too frequent, raising serious questions about the state of aviation safety. While the causes of these crashes are still under investigation, experts point to a confluence of factors, including human error, mechanical failure, and systemic issues within the aviation industry itself. The FAA, tasked with ensuring the safety of air travel, has faced criticism for its handling of these incidents, with some alleging a lack of oversight and a failure to address critical safety concerns. The recent firings have only amplified these concerns, raising fears that the agency is ill-equipped to prevent future disasters. The recent wave of FAA firings has sent shockwaves through the aviation industry, with experts warning of a potential safety crisis. Among those terminated were specialists in critical areas like maintenance, aeronautical information, and aviation safety. These individuals played a vital role in ensuring the smooth and safe operation of the national airspace system. Their absence, experts warn, could have dire consequences. Charles Spitzer Statlander, a former FAA employee who worked on an early warning radar system for Hawaii, is one of many sounding the alarm. Spitzer Statlander, who was among those fired, expressed deep concern over the potential impact on national security. He alleges that his termination may be linked to his vocal criticism of Tesla and X, companies owned by Elon Musk, who also heads the newly formed Department of Government Efficiency. Unions representing FAA workers have also voiced their concerns, arguing that the firings will exacerbate existing staffing shortages and undermine safety protocols. The Professional Aviation Safety Specialists Union warned that the loss of experienced personnel could lead to a decline in maintenance standards and an increased risk of accidents. The union further argues that the firings will do little to address the underlying issues plaguing the FAA, such as uncompetitive pay, long shifts, and intensive training requirements. These factors, they argue, have contributed to a staffing crisis that threatens the long-term viability of the agency. The Trump administration's decision to fire hundreds of FAA employees has been met with fierce criticism, with many questioning the rationale behind the move. The administration, however, defends the firings as necessary for streamlining government operations and reducing bureaucracy. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy has stated that the firings were part of a broader effort to improve efficiency and modernize the aviation system. Duffy has pointed to the newly formed Department of Government Efficiency, headed by tech entrepreneur Elon Musk, as a key player in this modernization effort. Musk, known for his ambitious vision and unconventional approach, has long advocated for radical changes to the aviation industry. He has called for increased automation, the use of artificial intelligence, and a complete overhaul of the air traffic control system. While Musk's vision for the future of aviation has garnered some support, his critics argue that his focus on efficiency comes at the expense of safety. They point to his company's history of workplace accidents and his own disregard for regulations as evidence of his reckless approach. The recent firings at the FAA, they argue, are a dangerous step towards prioritizing speed and cost-cutting over the safety of the flying public. The question remains, will Musk's vision for a more efficient aviation system come at too high a price?